Have you ever gotten news about your child's mental health that left you reeling, like the floor just dropped out from under you? Maybe it was an ADHD, DMDD, anxiety, or another diagnosis. Suddenly, you're flooded with emotions, questions, and fears about what this means for your child, for you, and your family. Well, in today's episode, I want to walk you through the very first steps you can take after getting a diagnosis. Steps that can bring calm to the chaos, hope to the heaviness, and a path forward that you can actually feel good about. Welcome to Calm Connection Parenting. I'm your host, Jamie Kirkbride, mom of 7, parenting coach, professional counselor, and wrangler of big emotions. If you're raising a highly sensitive child with intense emotions or challenging behaviors and wondering if you'll make it through without losing your mind, you're not alone. Around here, we're all about real-life parenting, sprinkled with a little humor and a whole lot of patience. So grab your coffee, trust me, you'll need it, and join me as we explore tips, stories, and faith-based strategies to help you bring more calm and confidence into your chaotic days. Let's do this. Finding out your child has a diagnosis, whether it's DMDD, anxiety, ADHD, or something else, can truly feel like the floor just dropped out from under you. You're left with a swirl of emotions and a million questions about what comes next. Today, we're going to be discussing those first steps that can help you find your footing, rediscover hope, and start building a plan forward for your child and your family. Before we dive in, you're in this place right now and you're navigating a new diagnosis. I want you to know you don't have to do it alone. That's why I created the Calm Connection Parent Coaching Program. It's a safe space with step-by-step tools and strategies that can help you find calm and confidence, even when the road ahead feels uncertain. You can learn more about this coaching program at calmconnectionparent.com. Yes, I remember it well. There I was, a mental health professional and a mom of 7. I had some suspicions that my child was exhibiting some concerning symptoms, but my husband and I weren't in agreement about it, and I have to admit I was struggling to know what to do. You add in that layer of mom guilt and the fact that I was a mental health professional and I was still struggling to figure this out. After all, living with it in your home is so much different than studying about it in a book or treating it in your office for 50 minutes, right? And I felt a little uncertainty and honestly, maybe a little bit of embarrassment. We were wondering to label or not to label. That had been our question. But now we had our diagnosis. So what do you move on to then? Is it to use meds or not to use meds? To share this information or not share this information? Well, those were great questions, but it was overwhelming and consuming. But once I got the diagnosis with our child, I realized there were some things I needed to figure out before I could even begin to answer those other questions. I had to work through my own feelings first. I had to process some grief over what I had imagined parenting him might be like, and I had to face what we might need to walk instead. I had to process some sadness that there would be challenges ahead of him, of us, of our family, but also realize that there could be hope and help for this journey. I had to process the confusion of this new information. And I had to wrestle with how it differed from what I thought I knew. It really wasn't all like we had learned about ADHD or mood disorders. And I had to hit a point where I could embrace the diagnosis and understand that even though it brought some undesirable emotions and some struggles as well, there was also a new light, a new understanding, and a new opportunity to learn about strategies that could actually be effective in parenting him and connecting with him. Of course, I spent much time in prayer and just about as much time researching to learn all I could about helpful interventions and what was actually working with these kiddos that had unique wiring. I leaned on family who was now starting to be more supportive as they had an increased understanding, and I was able to share more details with them. With increased understanding about his wiring, his emotions, his needs, and his struggles, I also became a better advocate for him. Through the research, I was hearing of different therapies, different treatments, different medication protocols, and differing parenting strategies. This was the turning point for me. I realized the only way I could do this and do it well was to find the tools and the support that I needed. So I did. Today, I'd like to share with you some things you might do as you take your next best steps after this new diagnosis. These don't have to be huge moves or uncomfortable changes. Instead, I'd like you to picture just seeing a road sign ahead of you. And now you have the opportunity to choose where you want to go next. First of all, I want you just to name and acknowledge the challenge. It's not uncommon for parents to struggle through some grief, overwhelm, shame, guilt, confusion, and maybe even a little bit of hope or relief when you finally get that diagnosis. It's healthy to acknowledge those feelings and process what it means to you, to your child, and yes, even your entire family. You might find that you can get caught up in the what if or comparison game with those around you, noticing that others might have it easier or better. But try not to get stuck in the what if or comparison trap. This simply will just eat up energy and, quite frankly, is better spent on moving forward instead of spinning your wheels and causing you to lose the energy you need to take those next best steps. Take time, though, to normalize your emotions. You don't have to deny them or lock them away. Just walk through them. The only way through them is through them. This, too, is part of your journey. And this episode is intended to help you in taking those next steps. So as you move forward, what are those next steps? First of all, take that big breath and give yourself grace. You don't have to fix everything at once. It can feel tempting to think of everything that needs to be addressed, the changes that need to be made, the things you have to do different, but getting focused on that can overwhelm and discourage you. So instead, think of the area that is most impacted in your home. Is it the morning routine, meal times, school, homework, or evenings? Then focus on just that one area to get started. That will feel a whole lot more manageable. Next, I encourage you to learn, but don't overload. Pick just a few trusted resources, maybe a book, a podcast, or a program. I buried myself in research, and at times I felt totally consumed by it. And of course, with too many resources, you might find some conflicting perspectives that can start to feel daunting or defeating. So find those resources that bring you help and hope. While it may seem crazy to take time to educate yourself, it will be a big piece of your success in the long run. So don't skip this step. Next, I encourage you to build your support team. That's right. Consider doctors, therapists, teachers, parenting coaches. You will need a team of people surrounding you for this journey. Look for those avenues that are a good fit for your values, for your family's needs. And make sure that these people are ones that are well informed and current in their understanding of unique wiring. Consider what level of support you and your child might need. You might be wondering about some of the interventions or therapies that can be effective for child mental health issues, such as ADHD, DMDD, or anxiety. We employed several of these with our child, such as occupational therapy. That's where I first learned about all the sensory processing issues that our child was struggling through. This helped us understand sensory processing and executive functions, and it helped us find some new strategies so that we could support our child in those areas. Physical therapy. Because our child was heavily impacted with sensory processing issues that related to his vestibular system and his proprioceptive system, it was important for us to address those systems, and physical therapy did that. And because those are some of the most impacting systems that make the foundation for the other sensory systems, it was a supportive measure for his needs. It may be for some of your children and not necessarily for others. Counseling is another good one, whether it's play therapy or talk therapy such as CDBT or CBT. It's important for a counselor to help be that support, maybe even at home and at school. With home issues, it was helpful to pursue a support person for our child to talk about some of the things he was processing, someone outside of just his parents that maybe he could feel support from as well. At school, this was a person who also was part of his IEP team and had the ability to meet with our child routinely, as well as be available in times of need or even urgency. Neurofeedback or brain training. This was one of the strategies that we employed to help our son's brain. Once you learn about the brain's functions with sensory issues, emotional regulation, communication, this really makes more sense. But it aided in helping our child's struggles and helped us to understand cause and effect, or things like making sense of consequences, understanding how what he did affected other people, helped with task planning, task initiation, emotional control, showing empathy, and so much more. Medical professionals will be another piece of this team. They helped us figure out what, if any, medications might be helpful, and helped us understand both the risks and benefits for our child so that we could make an informed decision. They helped us monitor changes, make treatment plans that were in our child's best interest, as well as maintain a plan that could grow with him and be adjusted as needed. It might even include a functional medicine doctor who can offer ideas of supplements or vitamins that might be supportive for your child's health. And of course, parenting coaching. Maybe this is a new idea, or perhaps you're already aware of how helpful this can be. Enlisting a parenting coach does not mean you don't know how to parent or you aren't a good parent. Rather, it indicates that you are such a good parent that you're looking for tools specific and effective for your child's needs. You are desiring to take the best steps possible to learn those strategies to be the parent your child deserves with their unique wiring and specific needs. Parenting coaches can be that shortcut to limit your time researching while still finding strategies that can be effective for your child's needs. Oftentimes, they'll have an idea of the steps that are needed in order to get you where you want to go, and they'll be willing to help support you along the way. Often, these people have walked similar paths, and that's why they have a desire to do what they do. And that is even more helpful because not all medical professionals or even counselors might have experienced this similar path. And because they know firsthand what you are experiencing and how to support and educate you, they can offer that encouragement along the way. Teachers and SPED professionals are an important part of this team. They helped us create an environment that could help our child succeed. Some of these teachers needed a little bit more information to understand his unique wiring, but once they understood, they were usually pleasantly surprised at their willingness to work with us and support what our child needed. And of course, the SPED team can make such a positive difference in how a child navigates challenges in a setting like school that has many triggers, lots of frustrations, and some limitations. So that SPED team can be invaluable. Extended family might be a really big piece of your team as well. I know it can be a big step of trust to try to tell your family about your child's issues or struggles. It might feel too risky, but undoubtedly they've probably already witnessed or experienced your child's struggles. They just might not have a frame of reference or the education to know what it means, how it impacts your child, you, and your entire family. Sometimes when we take the step to educate ourselves, we're better positioned to then educate others. And I can tell you this, when we educate our extended family, they oftentimes can get a new and more accurate perspective of our child. They might have a better understanding of what our child's actually experiencing and the real struggle behind the behaviors. This can be a valuable step in enlisting support from those around you. So I encourage you to take the steps to educate yourself so you can be an effective advocate as you recruit this team of people. Then they can come around and help support you and be a part of this journey as well. Now, I will say this without any embarrassment at all. At our roughest time, we were doing in-school counseling and therapy, as well as out-of-school OT, PT, and counseling and neurofeedback. I was seeing a counselor, and we were seeing a couples counselor as well. We needed to address that level of support and education to turn things around with tools that could be effective. Now, we didn't have to maintain all of that, but that is the team of people that got us through our toughest times, and they were people who really got it. You need those people. So whether you choose counseling, parent coaching, maybe a mentor, how will you find the support team to help you through this journey? I encourage you to find those avenues that can give you education, support, and encouragement that will be necessary. This is a different kind of parenting, and the tools that are often suggested will likely be ineffective with your emotionally charged child. So make sure that you enlist those on your team that are educated and up to speed on what ADHD, DMDD, anxiety, executive functions, sensory processing, emotional dysregulation, and all those challenging behaviors really entail. And make sure they really understand the behavioral component and aren't just stuck in the old views of ADHD or mental health needs. You need to have people who can truly get behind effective strategies and see your child's struggles with clarity and unity in how you handle him. And they need to understand that key component of connection. If this sounds like something you need or might appreciate, then I'm excited to share this with you. Are your child's emotions and challenging behaviors pushing you to the edge? You're not alone. From constant struggles to emotional outbursts, it's easy to feel like you're just one step away from chaos. But what if I told you there's a better way? In the Calm Connection program, you'll get access to a video course, workbooks, and a supportive community to learn practical, faith-based strategies for handling even the toughest of behaviors. But the best part, you get weekly coaching calls with me, where we can explore your child or family's specific struggles and work together for some solutions. If you're tired of trying methods that just don't work, or you feel like you don't have time to add one more thing to your plate, don't worry. This program was designed to fit into a busy parent's life and give you real solutions with some quick wins too. Ready to take the first step toward a calmer home? Visit calmconnectionparent.com and learn more about the Calm Connection coaching program. You've got this, and I'm here to support you. I love working with my clients in the Calm Connection program and seeing the progress they make week to week. They're learning new strategies, trying new skills, and enjoying the increased calm and connection in their home. If this would be a supportive step for you, please be sure to check out the Calm Connection program. Now, getting back to the next step, how you will choose your direction. I encourage you to change the way you look at your child. Instead of seeing struggles and misbehavior, I encourage you to observe your child with curiosity. Start looking at your child's behaviors with a new lens. When you see those behaviors that you so quickly assigned as disrespect or defiance, pause, step back, and really evaluate with curiosity. Is there something more behind this? Look for the skills that they may still need to learn, the triggers that may have tripped them up, or the circumstances that might be fueling their overwhelm. Stepping into a perspective of curiosity rather than judgment will arm you as you choose your best course with your child. It will help you step into effective problem solving rather than getting stuck in a power struggle. Start noticing your child's behavior patterns to better understand their triggers, their worries, their coping strategies, their communication patterns, and their strengths. Yes, of course, look for those strengths as well as struggles. With this unique wiring comes some pretty amazing traits too. Creativity, out-of-the-box thinking, deep thinking, energy, expressiveness, and so much more. And lastly, remember your child hasn't changed. The diagnosis just gives you new understanding. It arms you with a more complete picture of their strengths, potential struggles, and a new way to access the tools that can help them get where they can be, ready and able to pursue the purpose for which they were created. And that's key. God created your child for a very special purpose. He armed them with personalities, traits, and unique wiring to fulfill that. And you were chosen to help raise this child armed with the confidence and ability to live it out. That's a pretty big job, and one that I know you can take seriously. So you may feel after you get a diagnosis like someone just handed you a 1,000-piece puzzle and there's no picture to put it together, but it doesn't have to feel that way. If you're ready for more support, I'd love for you to grab my free resource. It's called Behind the Behaviors: Understanding Your Uniquely Wired Child. It will give you practical tools to see what's really going on beneath the surface and how can you respond with more calm and confidence. Better yet, it can help you as you take steps in this new understanding. It can help equip you to better advocate and find that team of support that we discussed today, because this will be key for your journey. You can get your free guide at calmconnectionparent.com/behind-the-behaviors. Remember, this diagnosis is not a label of limitation, but a tool for clarity. It can be helpful in portraying your child's unique wiring in ways that others can understand, that you can support, and that they can embrace. And don't forget, you are a key part of helping that happen. You're equipped for this, I promise you. And on the days you question that, remember God's promise to give you what you need for each step of this journey. Trust Him, and the road ahead can lead to more calm, confidence, and connection. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Just remember, you've got this. And on the days you don't, well, we're in this together. Take a deep breath and keep building those heart-to-heart connections. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who might need it too. And don't forget to connect with us at parentingwithpersonality.com or in our Parenting with Personality Facebook support group. We'd love to continue supporting you there. Until next time, keep calm and parent on.